What are some reasons that were considered to be the spark that ignited the Maria Hertog riots in 1950? This video is going to examine some of these reasons and identify the main cause of the riots. According to the Commission of Inquiry that was set up to review the riot, the first reason was religious and racial tension. The inquiry ascribed the first disorders outside the Supreme Court to religious passions whipped up over Maria's case. It found that later outbreaks were racial in nature, directed indiscriminately against Europeans and Eurasians. The second reason was publicity. The publicity given to Maria when she was in the convent fanned the growing anger amongst local Muslims. The commission said they considered it regrettable that journalists and photographers were allowed to enter the convent. A picture of Maria kneeling before the statue of the Virgin Mary published by the Singapore Standard is considered to be one of the main reasons for inciting public outrage among the Muslim community. Administration. The decision to put then self-identified Muslim Maria in the convent was tragically ill-advised. The administration should have put her in a more neutral environment. For example, the administration placed Maria under the care of a government institution when she was first taken away from Amina. The institution was administered by the Department of Social Welfare at the Girls' Homecraft Centre in York Hill. The fourth reason was the enforcement of division. Many of the police rank and file were Malays. The Gurkha contingent standing by was not put into action where there was too much dependence on the lower ranks in the police force who sympathized with the rioters' cause, many of whom defected or at least hesitated to carry out their duties. Fifth, the Dutch government's influence on ruling. Her marriage to Mansour made the Dutch more determined to bring her back to Holland, putting even more pressure on the British to rule to their favour. This supposed bias and the ultimate ruling done within 5 minutes made the Malays believe that the courts were unjust. 6. A clash of beliefs. Maria's marriage, which was considered legal in Islamic laws, were not recognized by the Dutch and British laws. To the Muslims, this was seen as an attack to their culture, beliefs, and religion. After reviewing all 6 reasons, this video identifies the failure of the Enforcement Division as the strongest reason. Firstly, the unhappiness among the public could have been avoided should the police have been able to identify the unnatural gatherings of 1,000-odd civilians as the case started gaining traction. Enforcing curfews and dispelling gatherings at the courthouses would have sent a message to discourage illegal rallying, preventing the riots altogether. Secondly, the Enforcement Division should have been able to preempt its majority Malay ranks, sympathizing with the rioters. Matters of race and religion have been known to supersede sense of duties in times of emotional upheaval. And the lack of foresight from the Enforcement Division was to blame for causing the riots. Taken together, the lack of effort and thought in understanding the fragile social fabric during 1950 was what led the riot to happen. Emotions will always be present in human behavior, and as such, enforcement should have taken full responsibility for not observing the hints and not being able to contain the damages of the riot. Thanks for watching.